Germ goes and changes his nickname with his new sponsor. Climo's line shapes up to be a contender in the sport. Player movement out of dynamic, and I'm not talking about Ricky. Prodigy's team, yes, they still have one, takes shape and even more this week in disc golf. Disgenerates, prepare to have the band-aid ripped off as I'm about to go in. Many of you may know me, but for the ones who don't, I'm Swiss Cheese. And I'm the one with all the holes in his game and just one half of the disc golf world. The best YouTube channel for all your professional disc golf news. And you're watching This Week in Disc Golf, where I cover all things disc golf from the past week. Thank you to everyone on the Patreon and all those who have snagged a Disc Golf World hat. Those all should be arriving to you shortly. And if you missed out and you're heading over to the Disc East Expo, find Jefferson for those and even more merch. And you guys know I can't let you forget that support is just a subscribe button away. And that one's free. I teased way too much in that intro not to jump in, but I'm going to have to be upfront with you. You're going to have to wait for the drop on Kona's new home and some more Ricky drama, as both Dynamic's most famed contracts will be coming to an end prematurely. But first, we have to pay respect to the greats in the game. Despite having over 80 free agents this offseason, the most debated and discussed signing this winter has been Ken Climo, with over a month of speculation since Ultiworld threw out that $200,000 like a celebrity first pitch. It may not have been a strike, but it hit the mitt. The community and personalities theorized the details and can he or can he not live up to that contract, or how he fits in with Discraft and what exactly disc golfers' reactions will be, which was all answered this week as the Climo brand was released with its very own line of discs, premiering the Champion, Skyway, and Bel Air, the Climo brand's first putter, mid-range, and driver prototypes, with a touch and ode to the greats past and Florida in the names. Throw in a logo, apparel, and even larger plans for the future, this brand's taking shape in a market that has an opening to grow quickly. The expansion of the brand disc lineup is promised to be just a month or two away, which also helps Climo Disc Golf to hit the ground running. Add the inclusion of even more future plastic drops also, and it has many getting excited. While the champ did not leave future player sponsorship off the table either, while on the tour life with Brody and Yuli, showing exactly how far the champion wants to build this brand. Sure, the skeptics await the luster to wear off, others going as far as stating this is simply just a cash grab. Yet with the brand being supported by Discraft while having one of the best in the business in Dana Vici hired on, this brand should have some legs. Ken will certainly need to be more active with content, whether making more videos about his past or on the course throwing his new discs. Add possible future commentary appearances, which many fans are still clamoring for, could help the brand even further. And with this deal, it makes it all more possible than ever. Another former Innova player and a name in the game himself, Big Germ, announces a 4-year deal with MVP, as the brand locks up another big free agent for the 3rd year in a row now. It didn't take long for Germ to fall in line with the brand's dad joke gyro wordplay either. Look out, Gyronauts, as Gyro Germ is unveiled. Though, if I'm being perfectly honest, Gyro Me is a far better fit. But in all seriousness, here's to most of us hoping Germ just stays away from AI songwriting and dragon plushies. But the tease at the end of the promo with the Metal Flake Glow release that lights up like a seedy hotel under a blacklight has the most passionate fan base in the business giddy with anticipation. And what a move here by MVP, locking up the Joe Mez announcer, providing brand exposure right off the bat, which was also too good not to use for Germ's announcement video, playing on Germ the commentator to reveal his own signing, as it was one of the best promo videos on the year. Now I can't imagine this signing not paying off for each party. MVP lands yet another ambassador and one of the best salesmen in the sport. Germ didn't waste time showing it already, raving about MVP's mid-range lineup, while the veteran gets more security and support than what he ever had with Innova. Now, for those paying close attention, Germ's announcement video also shines some light on other free agents also. One of them being the top FPO player on the market, Silva Saarinen, who appears in that MVP promo and is named by Germ himself, in what should be a sign of a future extension with the brand also, as this video highlights their elite players and Germ's inclusion to it. The only question that remains is if Silva's deal will be a multi-year one also. If you take that video as a de facto team announcement, it also looks as though MVP will not be in play for any of the remaining big free agents. Whether that includes Ricky remains to be seen, as he's still with Dynamic. Well, at least through this weekend. Whoa, settle down there, those are his words, not mine. The saga that has surrounded Ricky could be an epic behind-the-scenes documentary. That's if DGN thought of any offseason coverage besides playing catch. From a huge 75% pay cut offer to negotiations on buyouts, and then even more with teams, which shows the need for, at the very least, PDGA's intervention on setting and enforcing concrete deadlines when it comes to player contract windows and talks. As these brands' businesses sure seem to align more often than compete, which is way too convenient at times. Not interested yet? How about Ricky and Isaac, who share the same agent, who is negotiating for both at the same time with the same company, House of Discs? And as comedic as that might sound, can you picture this agent on one hand negotiating a multi-year deal for one of the offseason's biggest free agent targets and a two-time world champion looking to become the face of a brand, and the company who wants to make that happen, while at the same time also negotiating for the buyout for another two-timer in Rick with the same company who now is desperately looking to cut payroll? Pretty ridiculous when you say that out loud, but sadly, that's our sport. Landing exactly where we find ourselves now. Ricky playing the Memorial with a dynamic bag in what I expect to be his final event under the brand. Those of you who disagree, just go over to Griplock to feel warm and fuzzy about Rick staying, as they not only debunk talking points, but also seem confident in Ricky staying.
I'm going to move to 78.5%. He's staying.
I am pretty
proven wrong.
I'm still in the same boat as Trevor. I'm pretty confident he's staying.
You're riding at 78.5?
I don't know. I'm not going to put percentages on mine. I'm pretty confident he's staying.
Now, I'm not too sure if Hunter's still shell-shocked from Ricky's TMZ comments from the past, or they're just flat out wrong. But I, for one, won't shy away from the talks any longer. Ricky has been in talks with every major manufacturer, some progressing further in negotiation talks than others. We have reliable sources that revealed that MVP was strongly linked to Ricky early, as apparently negotiations between the two have gone as far as including Dynamic on a possible buyout payment on top of a salary. And yes, guys, even I get surprised with the info we get at times. And I'm sorry for you haters tuning in. Those same sources of ours are confident in Ricky landing with MVP, while other sources of ours have confidently linked Ricky to Discraft, hence last week's video with me trying to nudge the public into acceptance. Since, we've had even more reaching out to confirm. So instead of a nudge, let me just flat out tell you, Rick will not only be leaving Dynamic, but will be signing with Discraft. That is exactly what Drew was alluding to, and the Discraft takeover is underway. The Dynamic news doesn't stop there, and we're not done with the boys over at Griplock either.
The other thing to me is we aren't hearing any of this about Kona, and you're telling me they're cutting Ricky and not cutting Kona?
True.
Now, Hunter, you may not be hearing any of this about Kona, but us over here at Disc Golf World sure are. As I'm here to break, Kona, like Ricky, will be departing Dynamic also, ending two of the most prolific COVID contracts a year early. I'm going to let that settle in just enough for me to end the speculation before it starts and tell you right here and now she will be returning to Innova. Kona's contract has been marred with health issues and inconsistent play, and though her performance on the course may not have lived up to that contract, her social media presence, support of junior disc golfers through Kona Crushers, personality, and her familiarity with Innova made her an attractive signing. That, and she only did grow up with the brand in her hand with her father's attachment. Got some more offseason movement on top of that, as it was a very busy week. After Humphreys teased the Prodigy player signing on Go Throw, the Carries, Deanna, and AJ announced signing with the company. I still expect and know about at least one more future signing for the brand. Now, is it as big as Luke alludes to? I believe so. And I'm not talking about Joel Freeman, as many feel a fit there after Humphreys' words. You certainly can't forget Emerson Keith, whose name is big enough also. That and Haley King is still available and could be Prodigy's response to a lack of attracting FPO talent. But Prodigy has options to put together a team to head into the next era. Just don't ask Vinyl, because he's over it. And at this point, for every free agent remaining, it's really between Prodigy, one of the brands in the House of Disc lineup, and an open bag. Shit, Trash Panda has announced their sponsored players with Maria Oliva signing there. Zachary Nash signs with Meridian Discs, and Lisa Fakis locks in with Millennium, a brand she's far too familiar with. Hidi Lani leaves Clash. Somebody better go check in on Happy with Par. And with so many more pros anticipated to rock an open bag this season, it's good news to hear another one turn the hurdle into a new contract. First, Emily Weatherman signed with Innova, and now Gavin Rathbun has a contract also. Gavin went and said he signed a deal on his Whatnot auction and looking to sell his old discs. That's an awful lot, so let's mellow it out and get to some quick hitters already. Evelina Salonen and Nicholas Antala attended the Finnish Sports Personality of the Year awards show. Antala even cracking a smile and a bow tie. Simon, Eagle, and Joey Tamale started a new podcast, Crush Pepper, and just released their second episode. Speaking of podcast, I fell upon two-time junior major winner and 12-under world champion Eva Luzenko podcast and channel called Evolution Disc Golf, which has some absolutely incredible production quality that puts us to shame and looks to be an up-and-coming content creator. Now, if you guys got a chance, go give the youngster a follow. Madison Walker got low at a Little John concert. And yes, it's the same Madison Walker. All the pros attending the tour down under in New Zealand now got an Instagram like traveling model Ezra Aderhold, which includes mountain hikes and bikes, speedboats, volcanoes, bungee jumping, scenic beaches, sunset, and like every American on vacation, some Mickey D's. Oh, and let's not forget the Shire. Chandler Fry sure geeked out over there. Eagle Wings puts down the disc golf bags and picked up the kickball, while Vino Makala picked up some Legos. Holland Hanley took a vacation, and Gavin Babcock threw it back to his wrestling days. And could you imagine playing a board game with not only a disc golf question, but the answer including you and your bestie? Katie Tati sure did. Heimberg and Eagle snuck in some Rocket League. And guys, that wraps up This Week in Disc Golf. If you've enjoyed and not subscribed, make sure to do so. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, comment, and share.